My name is Tom Jones from P6 Biz Builders. Messy books hurts every one of my 6 pillars that I use. These are the same 6 areas we use to help clients grow 10 times in 3 years. Cash flow, profit systems, value, tax and retirement, and leadership. And here's how they affect it. First pillar with cash flow. You cannot master what you see. If you don't have your books balanced, your cash flow you think is good, but if you don't have your books balanced, how can you measure that? How can you make decisions on that? Pillar number 2, profitability. You think you're profitable till you are not, because your books aren't up to date. You think you made money on all these jobs, and all of a sudden after the fact, you start actually balancing out your books and you find out this job actually did not make money. I thought I bid it at a good price, but once I finally allocated all my costs and expenses, it didn't make money. And you're shocked. And that's what can cause you to think I have great cash flow, but I really don't. Pillar 3 was systems. No one else can help. That's wrong. You set up your systems and your procedures. You can have other people help you. You can set it up so that you make sure that everything gets recorded in a timely manner so that you can make your decisions on, did I make money on this job? Did I not make money on this job? Why didn't I make money on this job? What was wrong on this job? Everything else. And here's a big one. If you ever want to go and sell your business and you come in there and these books aren't tied out and they come in and say, well, we want to look at your books. And you say, well, I need some time to tie all my books, and it takes you months or it takes you 6 weeks to get it to them. They're going to lose interest in buying your company. Clean books help you measure, help you manage, and actually it helps make your company worth more because you're showing systems that everything's in place. Pillar 5, tax and retirement. How can you know what your taxes are if you don't know what your income or losses for the year for the company if you're not tied out correctly? These surprise tax bills will kill you. You're going to think you have all this money at the end of the year, and all of a sudden you finally balance out your books, and you find out all that money is actually all taxable income, or your income was actually higher than the cash you have left at the end of the year. And you have that surprise tax bill. And again, back down to that leadership. If your books are messy, you can't measure it, you can't manage it, you can't make changes to improve the company. Here's the big truth bomb. You cannot 10 times your business in 3 years on guesses. You have to have stuff you can measure and manage. You need real clean numbers every single week that you measure, management, you make your changes. If you don't do any measurement or management, your company is going to be stuck. Now, let me show you what it's like in real life. I'm going to take my background off here, and we're going to go to the whiteboard and show you an example. Anybody's worked with QuickBooks Online or even QuickBooks Desktop, you can share your information with your accountant. This is real life what happened to me. I picked up a new client. They gave me access to their QuickBooks Online. And if you have QuickBooks Online, what happens is you link your bank accounts and it uploads and downloads automatically. And it gives you a box. I'm going to draw it on the screen here in a minute, but it gives you a box that kind of shows your bank balance and your QuickBooks balance. I'm going to show you what I saw with this company. This truly did happen. So let me find a pen here. So when you go into QuickBooks Online and you go to your bank transactions, it gives you a box. Kind of looks like this. And it says bank balance. Well, this new client of mine, his bank balance, his updated bank balance, it said it was updated an hour ago, was $3,000. Below that, I'm just going to abbreviate here, they have QuickBooks balance. Now, this would be your bank. This would be what's in your QuickBooks register. Granted, now I was going to match because you may have made a deposit that's not cleared. You may have written some checks that haven't cleared, but they should be similar. You should be able to tell what the thing is. His QuickBooks balance was $200,000. So as soon as I saw that, of course, it was a red flag for me. I'm like, what's happening here? So what I did is I opened up his QuickBooks, looked at his register, and found out he'd only been recording his invoices and his deposits. He had not been downloading the expenses, had not been allocating the expenses. So if he's looking at just his QuickBooks and not his bank, he thinks he has all this money. How can you measure off of that? Or how can you manage off of that? Or make a decision saying, well, I got all this money, I'm going to go out and buy a $100,000 piece of equipment, when really he only had $3,000 because he had no outstanding checks, no outstanding deposits. So he was thinking if he was just managing off of his QuickBooks, which weren't balanced, $197,000. Now, the other side of that is, let's just say he did his tax returns on his own. He would do a profit and loss and it would show $200,000 and he'd pay taxes on that. When really he had all these, I'm not saying a whole $197,000 as expenses, but if you're doing your tax return on your own and this stuff is not balanced, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So as you can see, based on this, with the way he was recording stuff, if he'd had one slow week, his business would be done. He would have nothing he wouldn't have to do. Type in ouch if you can relate to this, or if this could be you. But now here's the good news on all of this. It is fixable in 3 simple steps. Now, again, you should have your pen and paper so you can write these down. First thing you need to do, get caught up now. Even if it's a matter of just getting everything downloaded so that at least your bank balance and your QuickBooks balance or whatever you're using are matched up. Start a 10-minute weekly, monthly date and track these three critical numbers. Just take 10 minutes every week. Pick which day of the week you're going to do it. Track these numbers. You're going to want separate accounts with profit first. It's a simple system where you put your money into different bank accounts so you always know what's profit, what's owner's pay, what tax, and what's left to run the business. So you want to separate your accounts so you always know. I had one contractor who did this. 90 days later, he was taking $8,000 a month in owner's pay. He built up his tax reserves, took his first vacation in 4 years, and now he's on the fast track to 10 times in the next 3 years, based on not just trying to find more customer revenue, but based on getting his systems in place so he can measure and manage it. I'll get you a clean profit and loss and clean balance sheet so that you have it for your tax preparer, your CPA, your tax attorney, or whoever you need to have. We'll get the profit first account set up. And we'll do the first 2 transfers together so that you know actually what's going on. We'll set up your 3 critical numbers dashboard. What we'll do is we'll talk about it and say, what are the 3 most critical numbers that affect your business the most? And we'll work on those. And we'll set up a dashboard. And then last and not least, and on all of this, you get a private 30-minute strategy call with me to set up your fastest path to 10 times growth. You gotta get to condense that time frame. Don't think, well, I want to grow 10 times in 10 years. Do it down in 3 years. Even if you only 5 times your growth in 3 years, you're way better off. And then you have the systems in place where you can probably 5 times again in 2 years. So you can just keep growing and growing and growing. Now remember, I'm just not some bookkeeper who drops those numbers in the boxes. I'm a profit first and cash flow guy. And I use my 6 pillars to try to help everybody. It's just not some random thing. We have a system in place to help you out so that you grow profit, pay yourself more, and create a business that runs without you. Again, I can help, but again, you have to choose the path that is right for you. If you are a do-it-yourself person and you just want tools, I'm at numbers. If you never want to worry about bookkeeping again and want me handling not only your monthly bookkeeping, but just your monthly business decisions and everything else inside of the full 6-pillar system, comment monthly or even quarterly, because you don't have to do it monthly. We can do it quarterly as well. We can do some pricing on that. Comment monthly or quarterly below, and I'll get in contact with you, and we'll have a free 30-minute just regular call to discuss your situation, see if it is. Now, again, direct message me one of those 3 words. Pick your word, and let's get you moving towards that 10 times future. Again, if you're that do-it-yourself person, numbers. If you want clean up. 5 people can get that special pricing. Or if you feel like you want help, ongoing help, either monthly or quarterly, I'm at monthly or quarterly. You work too hard to stay stuck. Clean books, real numbers are the foundation to 10 times growing your business in the next 3 years. It's not only that, it's the foundation to help you manage your company, help you measure your company, help you make the correct decisions for your company so that you can grow, so that you're not so stressed and frustrated. So you can take that vacation with your family. So you're not at the office 80 hours a week. You're able to work a normal schedule, be with your family, take vacations, or do whatever you want to do personally that can help you. Again, that's the foundation. Get that 10 times growth within 3 years. Thanks for being here today. I hope you found this helpful. I think it's very helpful for clients. It's even helpful for people that aren't clients. I know that this can help. If you feel you're in a good spot, but we're all business owners. We all have those business owners that we have friends with that are in contact with. If you know somebody that's been talking about these problems, share this video with them. Let them say, hey, here's maybe a potential solution to help you get things done. I'll always talk to anybody if they want that free 30-minute call. Again, thanks for your time today. See you next week, and make sure to comment below which of those 4 words that you want. Again, I'm Tom Jones from P6 Biz Builders. And again, those words were DIY for numbers, do it yourself for comment numbers. Messy books is cleanup with that special deal that you can get for $9.95 for the first 5 people that sign up for it. And if you never have to worry about it again, type in monthly or quarterly. Again, remember, this is for educational purposes only. And even if you don't use you, make sure that you consult with your professionals to make sure that you get the correct advice. Have a great week, everybody. And I think we're going to continue on for the next couple of weeks to talk about bookkeeping and other things that can help your business out. Again, if you ever have any other questions, direct message me directly. Have a great week. Talk to you next week.